innovative technologist, an acclaimed academician, an eminent researcher, and a visionary institute builder. Professor Dhande strongly believes in reforming curriculum of technical education that will be suitable of Indian society. He received his doctoral degree from IIT Kanpur with an outstanding academic record. After completing his academic work in the United States of America, he returned to India to build a new vision of computer based engineering. Dr. Dande is recognized as the founder of technology of computer aided design in India, with contributions both in academia and industry. He led the innovatives of introducing several other computer based technology. For his outstanding contribution to science and technology, as well as academic world of India, Professor Sanjay Dande was conferred with the prestigious Padma Shri Award by the President of India in 2013. He is also a recipient of 5 honorary degrees from different academic institutions in India. He is associated with us as the chairman of our governing body. I would now request Professor Sanjay Dande to address the gathering.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone. I must apologize for not speaking in Telugu, as Professor Rajesh was able to do it so successfully. Hopefully, in the years to come, I will learn a little bit of Telugu so that I can communicate with you more effectively. Dr. Sridevi, the chief guest of today's function, Mr. Ramesh Manthana, Mr. Ramana, General Chandrasekhar, and Professor Rajesh Kumar, all the eminent people on the dais as well as off the dais. Dear parents, their students who are joining Hitam today, and all my colleagues, the faculty members, as well as the students who are helping us conduct this function, all the ladies and gentlemen. I welcome all of you to Hitam and also congratulate the parents and their wards for such a wonderful decision that they have taken to join Hitam. It's going to be a very wonderful and eventful 4 years of your life. Please remember that this is the only investment which pays for the whole of your life. In some sense, what you acquire in the 4 years will form the foundation of what will be the capital for your life. So I would like to split my talk in 3 parts. There are some issues which I would like to discuss with both the parents as well as the students. There are some things which I would like to talk to the parents, and there are some things which I would like to talk to the students. Of course, we will have more opportunities to discuss with the students. But the first is what both of you should realize. And the first one that I would like to mention is that the quantity game is over. The quality game of this country has started. Please remember, quantity is over, quality is just beginning. Quantity was where professional education in the late 50s and 60s became very prominent. And if you have got 2 children, one should be a doctor, one should be an engineer, because professional education was very important. Of course, that was the way to become empowered in terms of acquiring skills and acquiring the higher positions in life. That part, because the number of colleges, the population has increased to such an extent, there is an explosive growth in the student population also. And therefore, quality, and quality is the only thing that distinguishes you from the other people. If you look at engineering, you will find there are millions and millions of engineers. If you look at computer science as the hot branch, you will find there are also thousands and thousands of computer engineers. Why should a company look at you? Why should one look at you? And that is the most important question that you have to ask. And the only reason why a company will select you or why your startup will become a successful startup is because of the quality, quality, and quality. So please remember the most important word that Hitham and every one of us will try to emphasize on you is in terms of quality. It's a very difficult word. Let me tell you that quality is not so simple to define. It's not a mathematical term, though there is a quality circle of India, etc., etc., and statistical quality control are some of the terms used by industrial engineering department. But please let me tell you that overall quality is a very different issue. The second most important thing is that after every 5 years, technology changes. So whatever you will learn in terms of your skills, they may become obsolete in some sense after 10 years or after 15 years. So you got to be a lifelong learning student throughout your life. So acquire those skills which are important from lifelong learning. You must become a self-appointed teacher, a kind of actuated or self-motivated student. You must become a university of yourself. That is another important aspect of life that you have to remember, that no longer whatever you learn for 4 years, the rest of your life will be useful for it. Of course, it is useful, but what is important is to remember the foundation of life is going to be laid in these 4 years. And therefore, lifelong learning is the most important part. You have not joined Hitham. You have joined a university called Lifelong Learning University. Of course, you will find that there are some of you who will go for startups. There are some of you who will join the family business. There are some of you who will also go for jobs. Whether you go for any of these things, you will find that some knowledge, some principles, and some skills are very important. I classify the skills as primary skills, secondary skills, and tertiary skills. Please remember what you learn in your engineering courses would be related to tertiary skills. But the primary skills are honed at the home level. And please remember that since the home is where you spend most of your time, while 8 hours or 6 hours of the day you are spending in the college of Hitham, obviously the parents as the teachers are very important. I will come to that in a minute. But primary skills are honed at home. The secondary skills have to be acquired by the students themselves. And this is regarding the critical thinking, creative thinking, and computational thinking. And students are good at it because they are very good learners. They are very fast learners. I have a lot of faith amongst the students, and I have found out that the good students are shining everywhere throughout the country or throughout the world for that matter. So please groom the excellence in you and please focus on the quality aspect of life. Now coming to the parents, I would like to mention that the parents should not fulfill their egos through the students. It is very important that every parent should become a student himself or herself. Then you will realize how to look at the students from their eyes. You have to become a teacher yourself. You have to become a student yourself. And you have to become an administrator yourself. So all the three roles are embedded in the parents. And parents should not. I remember once I was in the college and somewhere in an educational institution, and the parents were carrying the certificates. I said, is your child paralytic? He says, no, the child is not paralytic. So I said, why can't the child carry your certificates? His own certificates are carried by the parents. And that is a stupid way of doing things. Let the students learn. Let the student learn the hard way. That is the way to become a person in life. So please do not give them the kind of props that are required, that are unnecessary in life. Let the students acquire the skills, let the students become independent so that they can lead the life successfully. Therefore, it's very necessary that the parents should be teachers, parents should be students, and parents should be administrators themselves. If you are a good of all these three roles, you will find that students are very comfortable in staying at home because they find that they can learn at home. They can also administer, they can see that they will be administered very properly, and let them express themselves, give them space, give them love, give them affection, but don't pamper them at all. Now, students go through a lot of stress nowadays. There are all kinds of stresses, whether it is the career stress, whether it is interpersonal stress, whether it is the friendship which is going to be under stress. And all these stresses, they want to express. They cannot express with the parents while they can express with the friends. And that is why friendship is important as compared to the parents when they are in Hitam. So please remember that developing a friendship relation with your child is very important. And therefore, the students should be able to express what they feel like in front of the parents, and that is very important. Also, the students are very confused whether I should go for a job, whether I should go for a. There are many decisions that one has to take in the 4 years that are at Hitam. So all those decisions require a professional counseling service. So you must become a good counselor so that the students can be given the pros and the cons. Please do not take the decisions on their behalf. Give them the options and ask them to take a decision. That will be the better part of decision making as well as developing a relationship with the students. I would like to say to the students that the most important thing that they have to remember is the skills, knowledge, and principles. Practice the skills, acquire the knowledge, and apply the principles. The principles that you will learn through your courses, through the different options of the different principles that you will learn, you will find numerical problems, you will find some problems, and apply those all the time. Once you start using the principles, you will become familiar with them. Similarly, you have to acquire the knowledge. And nowadays, fortunately, because of the internet, you will find knowledge is plentifully available throughout the internet. And therefore, make sure that you understand good knowledge and bad knowledge. So please acquire the good knowledge and store it so that you can use it at the appropriate places. And obviously, the skills are more important. The primary skills have to be honed at home. The secondary skills have to be acquired on your own, and the tertiary skills will be given to you through the college. So the college is only 1/3. The 2/3 skills, the majority of them are going to be acquired by the students. So practice the principles, collect the information, and also make sure that they acquire the skills. Now, the most important part, which I have found out among the younger people, is the skills of communication. This is very important because communications of all kinds are extremely important. The communications and personality are the two important aspects that will determine your future. The college years are very important for honing both these aspects to improve your communication skills and also to improve your personality. Communication skills, I'm not only talking about verbal communication, I'm talking about written communication as well as computational communication. So you must make sure that you understand the languages well, you are able to express your thoughts cogently and properly, and you are also able to collect the information, note down the summary of anything that you hear because after all, whatever the notes that you take, the habit of taking the notes is a very, very important habit, and accumulating the information and also storing it in some form is very important. The third most element that you have to remember in the years to come is the role of digital technology. The digital technology is becoming so dominant in life, whether you go to the post office, whether you go to the bank, whether you go to the government office, whether you go to the railway reservation office, or whether you go to the university, you will find that all walks of life is becoming dominant with digital technology. And what is this digital technology and how it works as the fundamental level, and what is going to be the future of this digital technology is also to be understood, because you are going to be the citizens of the future. You are not necessarily a citizen of the state. You are not necessarily the citizen of the country. You are the citizen of the future. And therefore, it's very important for you to remember that you got to make sure that you understand the fundamentals of the digital technology. In fact, earlier we used to say analog technology, engineering was dominant with analog technology. Today, engineering is becoming dominant with digital technology. So whether you are in civil engineering, whether you are in mechanical engineering, whether you are in electrical engineering, or whether you are in computer science, you will find that you are going to deal with digital technology. Whether you will see that there are sensors embedded into the bridges, and the health of a bridge is a very important aspect of infrastructure. And the tragedy that we have all seen and heard about in part of Gujarat is very tragic. But if you look at the sensors technology, that you can embed sensors in the bridges and signals are taken, health of a bridge can be assessed, and it is communicated 24/7. So you will find that new digital technology is going to change infrastructure, whether it is in railways, whether it is in defense, whether it is in construction or buildings. You will find that all of it is going to be a very dominant aspect of sensors. And if I have to predict, the future of sensors is going to be very strong, and therefore you all will have to understand what is called as the sensor technology. The second most important part is digital to analog or analog to digital conversion. So all the signals that emanate from the nature are going to be, or for that matter, for all the engineering systems, are going to be analog signals. The analog signals are going to be converted into digital form, whether it is a picture, whether it is a musical signal, or whether it is a verbal communication that you are I'm reaching to you through this internet. All of it is where the original signal is analog, but it gets converted into digital form. And the question of what should be the resolution, what should be the fineness with which this communication or this digitization takes place. So it is called as analog to digital, and vice versa, the digital to analog technology. Ultimately, what is delivered to you may be the analog technology or maybe the digital form. So you will find A to D conversion and D to A conversion are very important. The third most element for the students to understand is what is called as the wireless communication. When you had to have the wired communication, life was very hell. I mean, it was used to be a problematic. But now, because of the opening up of the technology, wireless communication has become very important. And according to me, the communication in general and wireless communication in particular should be understood by all the students, not necessarily from electrical engineering or computer science, but all the students must understand what is the wireless technology. And then you will find that when you have got the signals received in the digital form, processing of the signal and converting them to actuation is the other aspects. that signal processing, as we call. So when you get the signal, process the signal efficiently, and then convert it for actuation purposes, because ultimately you may have a digital technology in microwave oven, you may have a digital technology in refrigerator, you may have a digital technology in washing machine or dishwasher, but still you will find that the dishwasher is ultimately having a motor, and the sensors that will be embedded into the dishwasher will have to convert the signals to actuation of the motors. And therefore, you will find that the actuation part is also very important. So these are the basic elements of the technology which all the students will have to learn. And once you get all these components understood, well understood through the projects, you practice them and then become proficient with those aspects. You will find that whether you get a job or whether you get the startup, your uniqueness is very important. Your thinking abilities is very important. And I would like to suggest that use these 4 years as the investment in becoming a unique quality person. I wish you a very happy journey in these 4 years, and I am sure you will be coming out with flying colors, all of you. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Shubhaste Panthana.
Thank you so much for your wise words, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for addressing our gathering. And now I would like to introduce our Major General Chandrasekhar. Major General, Major General Mani Chandrasekhar is an army veteran who has 40 years of experience in implementation of telecommunication networks, system studies, human resource management, and administration in the army. He did his BSc from the National Defense Academy, Kadakwasala, BTech in Electronics and Communications